Oh, boy, we having a good time here as you welcome to BCSN Game Time. I'm here with Prairie View A&M University coaches, and we're going to surprise you a little bit from a new title. I'm going to save that a little bit as we get into it, but we got Dr. Williams here in terms of getting things done. We're here, 2025 SWAC football media today, and things are winding down. We have to get this one in here. This is the home team, so I wanted to make sure we had a chance to talk with the coach and Dr. Williams in terms of part of that team. But we got to make sure we get it in and then get them out because they got a flight to catch, so they can get back to work and grinding to get ready for the season. I'd imagine the things they're doing. But we have first-year coach here at Prairie View A&M University, Coach Jackson, Tremaine Jackson there. How has it been so far?
It's been good. It's been everything I thought it was going to be and more. Being back at home, being at a place like Prairie View A&M that can be and will be an elite place, and especially in the game of football. So we're excited. We've been off and rolling. Feels like we've been here for a couple of years, even though we only been here for 7 months, man.
Wow.
But no, we hit the ground running.
Dr. Williams, you've been here, what, this year before last? Or last year?
23.
That's what I thought.
23.
You're back and now in a different role.
Yes.
At that time, you were just doing an internship,
Yes.
and a lot of aspiration you have, and some of that has become true. Again, I want to let the cat out the bag we get in here because I want to get into some of the dialogue. But how has your experience been?
The experience has been great, especially coming on with Coach Jackson and the rest of the entire staff and watching how everybody moves as one in this unit. So and just going through this process since January has been rewarding, not only from a business standpoint but even personally. We've been able to, I personally have been able to, take some of the things that Coach has distilled in the program and made it a part of my personal life as well. So I really appreciate it.
Talk about business. Before we talk about business, though, let's talk about what everybody comes to hear and see, which is the team. Now, the point is you want them to take care of business, but tell us how they plan to do it. Who are the two individuals you brought with you today? And why did you bring them with you?
Yeah, I'll start with the young men that we brought. We brought Jamal Marshall and Trevon Jones. Jamal has been in our program since he came out of high school. This is his 6th year. He's a graduate. He's getting his master's degree in December. So he started off as a walk-on, worked his way on to scholarship.
Amazing.
And so he's what you want.
Yep.
When you get a player from Texas, from Kenyatta High School, you get a guy on your program that wants to work, puts his head down and just continues to get better and better, and other folks rewarded instead of him trying to reward himself. And so we had to bring him because he's been in with us since we got here. And then we brought Trevon Jones because he's a transfer guy that we brought in January that has been a couple of different places, but absolutely loves Prairie View A&M, loves what our program is doing for him, both on and off the field. Awesome. And so we felt like those were two of a lot of guys that we could have brought. But those two being seniors in their last year, we certainly want to reward them.
So do they have I know you do acronyms, the DOG, dog mentality, or the APE, the ape mentality?
That's yours. That's yours. You tried to slide that in there. That's yours, Doc. No, man, those two guys are certainly dogmatic in their approach. Trevon Jones.
For those that know, you know.
Yeah, Trevon Jones is a dog off the field as well by being a proud member of Omega Psi Phi.
Look at that.
And so, I had to bring one of the brothers with me.
It's smart. It's smart.
And so, but those two
what
guys.
What they say, purposeful?
Hey, those guys have done everything we've asked them to do. The biggest thing is, Doc, they've been leaders amongst the group.
Serious?
Our players are running their own practices, man. Those guys have been really instrumental in getting that done.
Significant.
Yeah, and it's just moved us. Where I sit in my office, man, I'm able to look down there. I told Cruz, I'm able to look down there and just watch guys work. That's probably the best thing about having that office, and those guys are always down there. And so
I know we talked about this earlier a little bit, but now you had a little more time. You've been able to evaluate. You bring folks in terms of need areas, depth, some mentality things that you wanted to do.
Yep.
With that being said, now that you had this time to look at it, what can people expect for this season, offensively, defensively, and special team?
Yeah, I think they can expect just a different brand. I don't think Prairie View A&M has seen our brand of ball. Offensively, we're gonna put the ball in the box, man. That's what you got to do. We're gonna have a physical run game. I'm really excited about our offensive line and our run game. We're gonna get this quarterback situation settled fairly quickly.
Okay.
That way, that guy has a chance to continue to grow with the team. And then defensively, man, we're gonna be very multiple and present different looks. We're gonna fly around. And I told somebody earlier, Michael Jackson got a song that go blah, bop, bop. That's what you're gonna hear from us on defense. You might well play that Michael Jackson because we're gonna go ahead. We come off this hill, man. We're gonna be hitting. And then I think really from a special team standpoint, what we're gonna do from a team schematic standpoint is gonna be different than what we've seen. We're just not gonna line up and punt it in a regular formation. We're gonna present some different challenges for people, and I don't think our fans have seen that.
Talking here with Dr. Williams. He's come on board to support you in many ways. But one of the things that we're hearing out across the board is GM, general manager. Usually we heard that at the professional level, but as things have changed, the landscape has changed, NIL, the House, NCAA settlement has created an avenue where a lot of folks are bringing in a GM at the collegiate level. You specifically have looked at doing that at Prairie View A&M University for football. Dr. Williams came in one role, but now because of talent in the space, it's my understanding that you have looked at the GM process for your football program.
Yep.
Tell him what that means at this level. What is he responsible for in terms of, or as much as you can.
Yeah, he's responsible for everything.
Right. Keep it simple. Talk about why that transition ended up happening and why was it important once you saw that he was nimble enough to make it work.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to hire Dr. Williams, man, is because he knew so many people, but most of all, he wasn't in football.
Okay.
I wanted an outside-of-the-box perspective.
I like it.
Football is big business.
Yes, sir.
Well, you got a bunch of football coaches in the room talking about running power and playing 4-3 defense. That wasn't going to get the business side done.
Right.
So I wanted to be able to have folks on our staff that I can go talk to in other areas to help improve our program holistically. And let the football coaches do the football, let Dr. Williams do the business side and manage people. Dr. Williams is a professor. He comes from a long line of managing people, and that's what the general manager role is. So we brought him here as the director of scouting, and he set that department up for us. But next thing you know, he was dabbling with social media. Next thing you know, he was dabbling. I had him in meetings with me across campus. And so I went to him and said, hey, man, I'm going to change your role to general manager. HR probably didn't like that. But in football, you're the general manager. And he generally manages everything. He got his hands on everything. So very rarely will you see me in a meeting without Cruz.
I've noticed it.
Because he's giving me the background, whether it's good or bad, on people. But most of all, he's giving us a different perspective of what it is in the business world. And I think we missed that boat as football coaches.
Talk about why that is important in this landscape in that you've seen it. Why are so many people, from your perspective, doing it at either the whole department level or specifically for a sport, football, basketball, what have you?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing that you see in the NFL where the college football game is geared toward more coaches or recruiting and coaching. Okay. And then there's a front office that does the general managing, negotiating, setting things up for guys, player development. If you really think about it, Doc, and you would know this because you look at college sports, Arizona State tried to get this done with Herm Edwards.
Yep.
It was well before its time.
It was almost ahead of time.
It was well before its time, and it didn't work out because they didn't win. Yep. But now everything that they were doing, everybody else is doing.
Sure right.
And so we wanted to bring that to our level because there's really no more FCS and FBS. In June, when they approved us to go to 105, it made us all the same. Yeah. Now either you got a big-time TV contract or you don't. Yeah. And so we wanted to be on the cutting edge as far as what we knew as our level of having the right people in the right place.
Well, you talking about that big-time contracts. Obviously, you got ESPN, you got HBCU Go, and now SWAC TV.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right when you look holistically at the conference, what is getting done. Absolutely. Let me switch to you and get into this road, this GM. So do I call you Dr. Williams, Dr. DJ, Dr. Cruz, Chris,
just call me,
Dr. GM?
Just call me Cruz.
Cruz, okay.
Just call me Cruz. I'm fine.
Man, I'm just saying, it's nice. Everybody can't be a GM.
I know. And respectfully, I appreciate Jack for giving me that opportunity.
That's real talk.
For real. He's entrusted me with the program on that side of things, how we look, what people see externally, also internally, as well as managing, the roster, day-to-day, just business, generally, like he says, we just touch everything. This is a relationship business, right? So that's just kind of, I'm good at forming those relationships. Now, how long they last, it's a whole other thing.
That's real.
But I really appreciate it. I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and it's impressive. As you talking about, you have your ops guy here, you got GM, and they're running things. I can't quickly came together, and it came together. And I don't know if people understand that. Opportunities oftentimes flash in front of you really quick. And I know you talk about that with players and your coaches for that. And your job is all that preparation, so when it comes, you're ready for it.
Yes.
So I come up here, I got an NIL opportunity for the players. It turned around like that
Overnight.
in a day. I made the call. You said, yeah, Chris, get it done. You took the ball by his horn. Literally answered the phone while Coach was working another position.
Right.
I ain't have to worry about Coach. He take care of it.
Yes.
And it got done.
Yes,
they
sir.
just finished with the advertisement, and it's a done deal as we're moving. But before we get a little bit about your thoughts and what that role means, how new to the SWAC is this? Or the MEAC? Where else have you heard that there are GMs in the SWAC, MEAC maybe, HBCUs, whatever? What does that look like?
Well, from my understanding, before accepting the role, I was aware of Grambling actually having a GM.
Okay.
Made some other calls and conversations. There are some other folks that's coming on board. I think Valley just actually their secondary coach is the new GM as well. Okay. Alabama State is getting ready to bring on somebody as well. So the GM model, now I can't speak for the MEAC, but the GM model is about to come into play. Okay. And I think we're still discovering what that looks like. I think we have a very finite structure of, okay, let's look at the roster, let's look at player personnel. That's kind of where everybody will probably end up starting. But understanding that it's more to it, especially in the role at Prairie View. It's a lot more that I'm involved with. So, I couldn't do any of this without the help of Coach Jack, Coach Colbert, the entire team. Like everybody pulls together. And everybody is a part of the process.
Yeah, I see
Everybody's a part of the process.
Yeah, I see that. Your sports information director, communication person's here,
Yes.
players, and y'all are making moves, moving around this.
Yes.
I've had the opportunity to see this over many years, but this is the first time I've had the pleasure to see Prairie View act in the front row, aggressive about making sure they make the rounds.
Yes, sir.
That they had their voice out there.
Yes, sir.
So credit to both of you all and Colbert for making that happen, because I think that's a significant step in itself.
Yes, sir.
People don't know
You
Coach
have
Colbert
PV versus everybody.
Yeah.
He's here to give him a shout out, and I know y'all are part of helping make sure that happened.
Yes.
That's pretty good. But go ahead.
No,
What you
I'm
gonna
saying,
say?
people don't know Coach Colbert. Man, that dude, him and Cruz, they keep me and the program afloat. Coach Colbert is in a football operations role where he's responsible for two-minute situations in our program. That's on the field. Couldn't have a former high school head coach on your staff and not get no football out of it.
There you go.
So he's done a lot of different things, and it just shows to the versatility of our people that we've been able to hire, man, because it's these guys keep me. Wherever I need to be, I'm there. Whoever I need to talk to, we talk to.
Good.
And it's helped.
How do you understand your role?
When you ask me how do I understand it?
Yeah, well, how do you define it? Because Coach basically said that you do whatever's necessary to get things done, which you're doing. But as you understand it from a GM perspective, in addition to whatever you're doing, but that particular role, what does that look like for folks that have heard about it but may not really understand it? What are particular things that you work towards to get done?
The first things first is that what I'm trying to do is understand what Coach wants. What the team wants. What are we looking at? How can we get better at every position, and how deep we can get at every position? That kind of falls into the scouting portion of it.
Okay.
And that as Coach didn't mention, but he just said, hey man, this is a blank canvas. Go ahead and create it. Right. So we've created a scouting department now, and we're fine tuning the scouting process. We have the recruiting department now, which after we take them from the offer phase into getting them, basically signed and into the program, there's a whole process that goes into that component. And then from the recruiting aspect to the field. Okay. So we have to look at all those 3 phases within the recruiting process.
Wow.
And then turn around. Then we have the marketing element. I know everybody has been seeing what we've been doing social media wise, and that's intentional. If I was to cuss, I probably would say something, something to that magnitude, but we are really being aggressive and intentional about who we are. This is our identity.
And part of that aggressiveness I've seen as I've been begging some people at Prairie View to understand that you're too close to Houston not to have Houston as part of your ownership and your framework.
Absolutely.
To do that. So,
absolutely.
Credit to that in terms of what you do there.
As the graphic said, Doc, we are Houston.
We are.
I like that. I want to see if you're going to play that off.
Yeah, we are Houston.
I'll get y'all out of here on this, Coach. Last thing is, talk a little bit about your aggressiveness to make sure that Prairie View understands the importance to play their role. Supporters, alumni, one being there in terms of the easiest way that they can support, obviously, buying the tickets, but also, more importantly, making sure their voice and presence is there about being in the stadium.
Yeah, no, we've been very confrontational with our fans and alums, it's been a good confrontation. People hear the word confrontation and get discouraged.
Yeah.
No, it's a positive.
Yep.
We needed to be able to say, hey, hit Control Alt Delete for everything that you ever know. And start going with us from right now. Don't get mad because in '97 you didn't get a parking spot and you've been mad ever since. We need you to go ahead and come on forward with us because you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. We've been talking about going to Atlanta since we got here. We used to talk about just winning the SWAC. Now we're talking about hosting a SWAC championship game and playing for the Celebration Bowl and winning it. It's a new day at Prairie View A&M from the top down, from our president to our athletic director to us in football, and we got several other new coaches in our department as well. We need our fans to buy into everything that we got going on. And then we're going to put a good product, we're going to work on getting a good product out there so they can be proud of. So when they go to the Facebook chat, Doc, to talk trash, they can stand
really
on
talk
it.
To, yeah, they can really talk trash.
They can stand on it.
I like that. We'll leave it right here and park it for the 2025 SWAC Football Media Day, BCSN Game Time. This is Dr. Cavil and Prairie View A&M University with Coach Jackson and Dr. Williams. We'll be right back after this next break.